today I was working on IDing my Mammilliara collection, and some of them have been identified. Some that came with labels are correctly identified. However, I have shopped at big box stores, and I did a CVS plant haul. That's a local drugstore where I live. So a lot of them are a question mark to me. I've done a little bit of research, but it's one of the largest cactus species, the largest genus, perhaps, of cactus species that there are. So there's so many different varieties, and many of them have similar attributes. So I may ask for your help if you think I have labeled something incorrectly, or I do have a couple of question marks that I'm going to point out. I would be so happy if you would do me a favor and let me know what you think. So, but I was looking things up by looking on Etsy, different plant sellers. I was trying to ID things by the flowers. I also did Google Images. So I'm just hoping that the ones that I did do research on are correct. You guys can let me know, and I would be so happy about that. But let me start by showing you what I have. Back here, I had a viewer on a past video ID this beautiful one as a Mammillaria magnifica. And that one has hooked spines, beautiful golden hooked spines. And luckily it's done really well with being wet. And it has really put off a lot of pups last year, and then this year it's even grown some more. So those are large spines. They're kind of a golden color, and they are hooked. That one has not bloomed for me yet. And then over here I have a Mammillaria elongata Julio. And I think the Julio refers to the golden color. So those are beautiful, and actually all of these little ones have come off a mother plant. And the mother plant ended up dying, so I was really happy that I had removed the pups and rooted them. So although the mother plant's gone, the plant is regenerated, and those are Mammillaria elongata. And over here I have a bristle brush cactus, which is known as the Mammillaria pilcayanthus. I'm going to show you a name there. So that one was identified when I purchased it, as was the Mammillaria elongata. So those are definitely what they are labeled as. This one as well, this is one of my favorites. This is the Mammillaria rhodantha. And she did come with a ID label. And I love her. I just love the red spines on that. She's in a lot of my pictures. I feature her often. And then over here, this one did come with an ID. It's a Mammillaria hahniana, old lady cactus. And I actually have two of those. So those are just gorgeous, and I love those. I feature those a lot as well. And then up here, I was very excited to find this one. Sadly, it did have some flowers I had to remove, some of the fake straw flowers. That's what happens when you shop at the big box stores. But this is a Mammillaria spinosissima, and it's commonly known, or I should say fondly known, as the Redheaded Irishman, because maybe hard to tell here, but these are reddish spines. And that is going to be really beautiful, especially when it grows out a bit and you don't see the damage I had to do to take off those straw flowers. This one came with a label. It's a Mammillaria marcosii, and that one's really neat. It's got brownish spines. So I love Mammillarias, and I love them when their spines are colorful, red, brown, or gold. This one next to it, right here, is a pincushion cactus. And that is so beautiful. It has beautiful details on it. It is a Mammilliara silciana. And then down here, I think this is a baby Mammilliara haniana. It was from a seed mix, so I'm still really unsure about what that seedling is. That was one of the few that came in a seed mix that was not from my own cacti, so it's kind of a question mark now that it's been separated out from all the other seedlings. And a lot of the seedlings died, and that was a survivor. So he's kind of special. And then this is a Mammillopsis senilis, and I showed this a couple times in my video, so I suppose it's not a Mammillaria, but I'm grouping it with the Mammillarias. It has a Mammillaria growth habit, and to me it really looks like a Mammillaria. And luckily that came labeled. And then this one did not come labeled. This was from a drugstore, and I have put a question mark on my identification. I've put it as a Mammillaria bombycina. So I'm going to give you a good close look at that. It has kind of a double set of spines. Some of them are furry, and then the other ones are quite a dark reddish brown. They are not hooked. If you can tell, they're just straight spines. So please let me know if you think I have ID'd this correctly or not. You may have one, or you may have more knowledge than I do about the species, but I would appreciate it. This one as well, I have ID'd it as a Mammillaria, and I hope it is. And it makes little tiny white flowers. It's covered with what they call nipples, but there seem to be a few varieties of Mammillaria with nipples, and I don't know which one I have. I haven't actually found a picture that looks exactly like mine. It is also putting out little pups down towards the bottom. So sometimes, you know, a flower will help you ID something, or the way it makes, or the way it reproduces will help, but the pups are down below at the bottom, and little white flowers, tiny white flowers, have come out this summer. And then I have another question mark here. I think this is a pretty common one, so I hope you guys can help me ID this correctly. This was a drugstore cactus, I believe. It's gotten really big. I put it as a Mammillaria Backenbergiana. It's got kind of a regular shape, and they start out by looking white, but as the needles mature, the spines I should say, they become golden. So it's a nice little cactus there with golden spines, and please let me know if you know for sure what this is. And then behind it I have a Mammillaria gracilis, and that is just a cute little one. It puts off its own pups, and if you touch that, it's very fragile. It'll just, the pups will fall right off, but it's okay because they root so easily. And then behind it, I have a silver arrows cactus. That's a Mammillaria nejapenensis. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing anything, but that one is gorgeous, and it has these little, and that was labeled, so I'm pretty sure about that ID. But it did put out seed pods, and I was able to collect the seed and grow some, so I'm excited about that. But it does have little fluff balls here, and then these beautiful arrow-like spines, hence its name. And then this one I love. I've featured this one a lot in my photography. It's Mammillaria elegans hahaniaga. So I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's more commonly known as the Mammillaria elegans. That has a really tight spination to it, a beautiful symmetrical pattern. All Mammillarias seem to be symmetrical, unless they are, you know, like a cristata variety. And thank you to the viewer who helped me ID my painted cactus. So sad that it's hard to identify things when they paint it, but she said it looked like a Mammillaria vetula subspecies gracilis Arizona snowcap. So I think both of these they're both producing pups in a similar way. So I think that's a good ID, and I want to thank you for letting me know that. And I also have my seedlings to showcase here. And I believe these are old lady cactus, so it would be the Mammilliara hahanianas. So they are doing really well. They're tiny, and I have a lot of them here. And then over here I have my silver arrows. And I did get some bristle brush seedlings, but only about 5, and they're inside already. But I'm not going to keep these out in the cooler weather. Everything's about to come in a couple weeks. It's October here. But I was particularly careful about my seedlings, so those will probably go in today as well. And this one, I believe, and I've lost track. I'm trying to do a better job with keeping track of what seeds I sow, but I believe this is from my Mammilliara elegans, which is this one here. So that would be wonderful. The only other thing that it could come from would be my Mammilliara hahaniana. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. So there's 2 mother plant possibilities on that one. We'll just have to see as they mature, but they're lovely in any case. And I think that covers what I have for Mammillarias. But these are my big question marks. The Mammillaria bombacina, I want to make sure that I'm labeling that correctly. This Mammillaria, which I haven't identified at all. Let me give you a good look on that one. There you go. And it's kind of a short spreading one. There's a side view. The babies are on the side there, down at the bottom. And then this little guy, I'm pretty sure it's a pretty common Mammillaria. Hope you're getting a good view of it. It has not made flowers or pups yet, so I can't give you any information on that, but I was thinking back in Bergiana, so we'll see what you guys think. And while I'm thanking you for your help, I also want to thank you for subscribing. I started this maybe a year and a couple months ago, and I have had so much fun talking to cactus collectors and plant collectors all over the world. So I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to thank you for your comments and all your support with my plant journey and as my collection grows. And like I said, I've gotten a lot of IDs for many of my plants from viewers that are letting me know what they are. And one only has so much time where they can research things and try to ID things matched to ambiguous pictures. So that is the Mammillaria collection. I have a soft spot for those. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I try to do at least 1 a week, sometimes 2 if time allows, but it's been a really fun journey, and I really appreciate everybody who watches and subscribes. So have a good afternoon, and I hope to hear back from some of you about my labeling. Thanks in advance for your help. Bye.